Hello friends, and welcome to another video. So obviously Melissa is here. You can probably tell from the title of this video that today we are going to do a Q&A. So what I did, I asked on my Instagram story for you guys just to ask Melissa and I questions. We are both bikini competitors. We are both flexible dieters. We both do the whole fitness thing. We both coach people. So I just thought there was a lot of overlap there, and sometimes getting two people's like insight onto a topic, it's just a good time, and it's not just me. So I was like, let's take advantage of this opportunity. So we already recorded a bunch of questions on Melissa's channel, so I'm gonna link her channel in the description box and go check out her videos, or that video and all her videos, and subscribe to her channel, okay? But I did get some questions that were just directed at me, so I'm gonna put those in another video. But the ones that we can both answer, we're gonna answer right now. Let's just get right to it. What's the most awkward or funniest thing that's happened to you at the gym?
Okay. I remember I was like on prep, and this guy comes up to me and literally goes, first of all, I have my headphones on, and I'm like, I don't like to talk to people at the gym. I will, like, if people come up to me, like, I'm not gonna be mean, but I'm just in the zone for the most part. And this guy comes up to me and is like going like this, like telling me to pull my headphones out. And he literally goes, how do you keep it so high and tight? And I go, what? He's like, your butt. And I was like, is this, oh my God, is this really happening right now? So I was so stunned. Like, usually I would literally attack someone that said something. Like, if you sexualize a woman, especially in the gym, oh my God, like that goes against everything I stand for, obviously. But I just was so shocked that I didn't even know what to do. And so I just like joked around with him, and like it was whatever. And then like after I worked out, he waited for me outside the locker room, tried to like give me his number and everything. He's like, are you married? Like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God.
Run away.
Yeah, scary.
Well, I'll go for more of like the, like embarrassing. So during prep, you guys know I had to do like a lot of cardio. And so I would go like all the time in the morning, and I like would carry my big ass gallon, and it doesn't like fit in the cup holder, right? So I would literally just have to like set it on like this little ledge of the Stairmaster, but I needed it there because I get really freaking thirsty when I do cardio. So one day, I looked like a fucking idiot. I didn't even realize what I was wearing, but I was wearing like really short spandex shorts and like a really big sweatshirt, and I didn't know, but sometimes I just don't get all my makeup off my face. Like, you know, you wash your face after you use makeup wipe, and then there's like black streaks, okay? So I had all of this mascara on my face. Did not realize this till after the fact. A few people who I like know from the gym came in behind me, and I like turned around, and I must have shaken the Stairmaster weird, because my gallon fell off of the Stairmaster and exploded everywhere. So there was water all over the gym floor. Lexi's all frazzled, like literally looks like a homeless person. And after the fact, I realized that I had makeup all down my face. So I had all eyes on the gym at me at like 7 in the morning, and I looked like a psycho. So that was one of those where, like, at the beginning I was like, oh, I just like spilled my water everywhere. And then like my friends who like, they weren't like so super close, like they knew me from Instagram, and they like see me at the gym, so I'm like, now they're like, wow, this chick does not have her shit together. She's like a phony on Instagram. So that was so awkward, so awkward. How do you not feel guilty for having a cheat day? This is something I've been struggling with. So first of all, I don't like to call it like a cheat day, because you're not cheating on anything. Like, you're just eating food and enjoying a day. But I guess we both had days yesterday where we weren't tracking, and I don't feel guilty. Food is just food, and you are like a very capable human being. Why would you let food dictate how you feel about yourself. Like if you think about it that way, it literally makes no sense. I think furthermore, like food is something that is meant to be enjoyed. Like it's not gonna ruin your progress to like overindulge for it. And I think this is something you can touch more on because Melissa's cutting right now. But it's not gonna ruin your progress, number one. And number two, like it's such a big part of just like being social, enjoying an experience, like the holidays, for example, or Melissa's birthday or her graduation. Like if we had been like sitting at home, like weighing out our food, like it would not have been the same day. I think just one, realizing that it's just food, and two, like enjoying the experience, and then you just get right back to it the next day. But
yeah, so another thing is like, you have to eat to survive, right? So you should never feel like you have to like earn your food or like have anxiety around food, because like Lexi said, food is just food. And pretty much everything social revolves around food. And it's not going, like literally one day is not going to do anything to you. Yeah, you're probably gonna be up the next day. You're probably gonna be holding on to some water. Just don't weigh yourself. Don't look at yourself if that's like an issue. But I guarantee you within 2 to 3 days, you will be back down to where you were. The goal is to come back down to baseline. So if you eat a lot one day and then the next day you try to like make up for it and eat like 2 pieces of bread that day, then you're just swinging the pendulum back and forth and back and forth. Like you need to just let it come down, and your body can do that on its own if you just get right back on track.
I will 100% say for myself, for all my clients, whatever, like just get back on your normal macros. Your body is smart. It will re-regulate like one meal one day, a couple days on vacation, whatever. It's not gonna do anything. Okay, next question. Do you take creatine year round or just during times when you're bulking? I took creatine year round, even like up to my show.
Yep, same for me. I mean, we have the same coach, so we're gonna have similar protocols in that sense. But yeah, every day, even on rest days.
I don't think he ever told me like to or not to take it during prep, but I always just did. It's honestly my favorite supplement. Are abs possible for everyone to have visible, or is it truly just genetics? Genetics are a part. It's more so how they are shaped. And a big part of it is just your level of leanness. So I think when people say like not everyone can have abs, it's at a certain percent of body fat. If those muscles are there and you are at a level of leanness for your body where they will show, then everyone can have abs. Now, what I will say is not everyone can have abs and like be at a healthy spot. Like I can be healthy and like kind of have abs, but some people can, like they hold their fat in different places and they can have like a 6-pack and be like very, very healthy, and like you look at them and they look healthy and their bodies are functioning well. Other people can get like literally their version of like stage lean, which is too lean to be healthy or sustainable, and don't look like they have abs. So that piece is genetic, but like everyone, like you could get to a level of leanness. It's just a matter of like if that's sustainable or not.
Honestly, Lexi explained it so well. I don't even really have anything to add besides maybe just like people store their fat differently. And honestly, the first person that came to mind when Lexi was talking about that is Emily Hayden. She does not store fat on her core. So even in her off season, she has like a 6-pack. Not everybody can do that. That's the genetic part. So.
And like if she's wearing a shirt, like she stores more weight like in her lower half and whatever. So, but like that's just like how she is. But for some people, like for me, I will gain weight around my core.
Yep.
So it just depends. Or how low is too low for calories to get for girls who are dieting towards a goal? Is it okay for a short period as long as a reverse is set up for after? So I would say, I'm not gonna give advice on this because I got so much shit from Instagram people, from you guys during my prep with how low food had to get. And what I will say is, I will never say competing is healthy or that is like a healthy place for food to get. Like I'm a lifestyle coach. My clients, I would never drop food that low. But it's not gonna do any long-term damage if it's for a short period of time and you have a reverse set up for after, and you plan on obviously like getting food intake up and getting body fat back up, right? Because where you're getting for a show is a very unsustainable low level of body fat. And you feel like shit. but it's part of the sport, right? One, it depends on your goals. Two, it depends on like what you're willing to do, right? Like I won't say like, oh, competing's the only reason that you can get to super low calories. Like you're doing a lifestyle cut right now, and like you're not necessarily comfortable. Like your food's, some people would say it's like very low, but she has like an end date for a short period of time. She's gonna get her food back up, and her metabolism's not gonna be like eternally damaged. Like your food's gonna be able to get just as high as it was at the end of your bulk again.
Like I don't think either of us wants to like quantify it. I don't want to tell you X number of calories because that's just going down a bad path. So I'm not comfortable like driving people into the ground, like prep territory macros, because I don't coach competitors. But if you have like a vacation or like a wedding or something coming up, and maybe we start a cut at like 8 weeks out, and maybe you do push relatively hard at the end of it. I mean, especially for a lifestyle cut, like I said, it shouldn't be crazy extreme, but as long as you have a reverse setup afterwards, you'll be fine.
Advice for girls just getting into bodybuilding.
Don't be afraid to lift heavy, okay? That's what you have to do to grow. That's like my #1 thing.
Yeah, I would say #1, make sure your form is good, because if you are doing things with the wrong form, one, you can hurt yourself, so don't lift heavy before your form is good. But you can be like stimulating and activating the wrong muscles if your form is off. Find like a program, a guide, a coach that is reliable and that has your back. I think like Instagram is a great resource, YouTube is a great resource, but there's a lot of these like skimpy little like exercises that like really aren't gonna do shit. So stick to the bread and butter movements, get a hang on those, increase the weight you're using. Progress takes time, right? So you need to find a routine that like you enjoy. So like find a number of days you go to the gym that is like doable and that you enjoy, and find a coach or a guide that you enjoy doing.
I think that's a really good point. Don't jump in with both feet, because you will burn out so quickly and then you'll quit and you'll be really like probably frustrated with yourself. So I think easing into it is a good idea, like you explained.
Yeah. We're just gonna do a few more. I got a lot of questions, but I don't want this to be really freaking long, which it already is. How did y'all become friends? We answered that on your channel, but we became friends because we have the same coach, and then we met at LA Fit Expo for the first time like in person last year, but we like talked through social media. Yep. But that's like how we met. Don't be afraid to slide into the DMs, people, okay? Yeah. Have you ever met an Instagram friend in real life and not clicked? Like, you're different in real life. I have. There's a lot of like real dope ass people on Instagram. I think the first expo I went to, I'm not gonna say any names, but I was like really excited to meet some individuals who I really looked up to. And I was like really excited to meet them. And then they just kind of like talked to me for 2 seconds. Like I was like another like fan, and it was people who, I mean, the way I've seen it is like, I do the same thing that you guys do. Like I'm assuming if you're watching my channel, like you like to weight train, like you are a student or work or whatever. And like my job might be different than yours. Maybe I have more followers on social media, and like these people have more followers than me on social media. But like, does that really make you like a more significant person or like a better person or like better than me? Like no, like we all weight train, like we all work our butt off in different ways. So for me it was just kind of like you know what I mean, like I really look up to you, you seem like a really cool person, but after you kind of treated me like I was a nobody, like I don't know, it shifted my perspective a lot. So I like that question because it sucked.
Nobody comes to mind for me, but I also haven't been like, I haven't met a lot of people first off, and I also haven't been like in this whole like Instagram fitness world space for very long. So I don't have any experiences personally, but obviously like I've heard like stories like that. So I mean it happens. I mean I hope that I never am disappointed by someone I meet, but you never know. You really don't.
Yeah, I mean, and there's, like I said, there's so many like dope ass humans, and like I've met most of my friends now through like social media or like the fitness whatever. But you know, I think this is good because you're dieting right now, and obviously I just finished prep, but tips to not binge in a calorie deficit. I feel like I get done with my dinner and I'm still hungry after.
Okay, so my number one thing, even when I'm bulking, is I know that I want to have something sweet at night. So that's the first thing I plug into my FitnessPal. And right now, since I'm dieting, it's like a mug cake, like a protein mug cake. So I just try to find, you know, something that fits my macros, obviously, and I'll just have that plugged in. So I know that I get that at the end of the day as like my dessert, like my nightcap, whatever. That is super helpful. And then if you really are like very hungry and you're really struggling with it, I always recommend like drinking Powerade Zeros or like the sparkling ice drinks. Like drinks are just a little something that always, they're like little pick-me-ups, you know, they're like nice little things. And that's honestly what I use to get by quite often.
I agree with what she said. But what I'll say is, number one, if you are in so much of a deficit that you are like starving off the bat, maybe your food doesn't need to be as low as it is. Especially like consistently, like maybe implement like a high carb or like a refeed day. But the other thing is being hungry is part of being in a deficit, and I hate to be that person who's like, just suck it up, but sometimes you have to just suck it up. Yeah. And I will say, like prepping, or even when I've done mini cuts, like you're gonna be freaking hungry. Like we were sitting down here right now and she's like, I'm really freaking hungry.
Like in this moment.
No, like literally she is really hungry as we were sitting here talking. Yes. But it's something that like, if you are eating less than your body is burning to lose weight, like that's part of it. There were a lot of nights when I'm dieting where I'm still hungry, and you just kind of have to like suck it up. Yep. And be like, this is, obviously it's not for forever. This is getting me to where I want to be, and go to bed. You know,
pretty
like
much.
that's I hate to be an asshole. Like if you're bulking, people are like, I can't hit my macros because I'm full. If you want to grow, too bad. Eat them. How do you deal with post-show weight gain? I guess I can go first on this one. I think I went into it and I think I've had an easier time. So like right now I'm not like I haven't gained a ton of weight off like post-show, but like I will. Like I'm definitely bulking. I think I'm like on average 3 to 5 pounds above stage weight right now. So I'm still pretty lean, but I know I have like a lot of weight to gain, and like my food is getting up there, and I am 100% going to get to like a normal healthy body composition and bulk so I can grow and be better next time. But I think going into a prep knowing that it is very temporary for me, both with keeping a good relationship with food and kind of bouncing back in that regard and not struggling with like post-show stuff there, and also dealing with like changes in body composition, because even though my weight hasn't changed, like I am softer, and like your body only looks like it does on show day for show day, like genuinely. And obviously going in and knowing that like that's not sustainable, like you're not going to stay that lean. One thing that really helps me is looking at it as a sport, right? And so being that lean is not something sustainable or healthy or whatever, but it's part of the sport. And another big part of the sport is improving, and to improve you gotta gain weight, and you gotta maybe get a little bit uncomfortable and even to a higher end of like body fat or like a body composition that you're not necessarily comfortable with. Like that's part of the sport, right? And if you want to put on muscle, you're gonna have to bulk. Like if you want to progress, you have to grow.
A few other things, the big one for me was like, I had a coach, so I knew that like I wasn't gonna screw it up. Like I wasn't gonna be like wrecked after the show. I knew we were gonna reverse diet and it was gonna be fine. Another thing is, like Lexi said, you can't progress or grow without adding that weight. Also, another thing I wanted to add was overall like hormonal health too, because when you get that lean, things are just not ideal. You're also uncomfortable in your body. We were talking about that
too.
It's
not like I was not comfortable.
Yeah.
Like I like felt tiny.
Because you're cold all the time.
Yeah.
So just feeling better, getting more energy, and again, going back to the growth thing, your body's not going to lay down new muscle tissue until it feels like safe enough to do so, right? So you got to bring everything back up and just get to a better spot like overall, and it will pay off. Because think about it, you just dieted down for a show. You have everything it takes to lose whatever weight you put on again. You know how it works. You're perfectly capable. You're not going to like become obese and be stuck there.
that was a lot of questions. I have a lot of editing in front of me, but thank you guys all so much for watching. Like I said, there are a bunch more questions on Melissa's channel, so go check that out. Comment, share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss another video, and I will see you guys in the next one.